And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for the Toxic Avenger 2025, or really the 2023 movie that was meant to come out back in 23. It's coming out now to cinemas locally and digitally fairly soon. Is the Toxic Avenger a half-decent B-grade movie remake uncut in the same spirit, or does it hit all the misbeats that the original now has? Because the original hasn't aged well, but when you were growing up watching these B-grade horror movies, they were fun because they knew what they were. Does this film know what it is? Let's talk about it. A horrible toxic accident transforms downtrodden janitor Winston Gooze into a new evolution of hero, the Toxic Avenger. So Peter Dinklage is our main protagonist here as Winston, and he has a son. He's a stepfather. He has a son named Wade. His wife has recently died. There's a big MacGuffin bad that's killing everybody with their supposedly good drugs. It's giving everybody cancer, and that is the movement of the story. Where this film shines is the second half, when we get to the blood, gore, and prosthetics, and we'll talk about that. Unfortunately, the first half exists, and it takes itself a little bit too seriously in places, and it takes itself too long to get to the place that we want to enjoy. I watched this in a very empty cinema. I think there were 6 people other than myself at a mystery screening, and not one person sniggered in the entirety of the film. So the jokes, I think, for this demographic at least, which was pretty much ranged, it's going to be appeal to those people that love those B horror grade movies that they remember. Do you remember those ones that, had body parts flying, nudity, all of that? This film does do that in buckets of blood and gore and nudity with equal measure. You get females flashing and men flashing. It's equal opportunity. But because it takes so long establishing the characters and making you care about some of the characters or the thing that's going on somewhat, it makes itself appeal to those that want a bit more story in their B horror grade movie. Peter Dinklage does a great job at a guy that's just been kind of under the surface of a character. Like he's the guy that is behind everything, doesn't really step out, just is the janitor at his workplace and is trying to get by in a world that is toxic. And when he gets shoved in a vat of toxic waste and becomes the Toxic Avenger, that is when Peter Dinklage really gets to have fun with his character. It's larger than life. It's stupid, as you would expect. The makeup prosthetics on Peter Dinklage look phenomenal. His weapon of choice, a mop that is got some sort of powers or toxic power in it. The law is established loosely as to what he can do. It plays homage, well, his character definitely plays homage to the originals. And then we have Jacob Tremblay, who plays his character fairly well. But the other characters of note here are definitely going to be Kevin Bacon, playing his best role or his best version of the cop in Leon, where you bring me everyone. There's that larger than life villain that is a villain because he is a villain. Not much more backstory is given to that, just caricatures bad guys. Then we have Elijah Wood as basically Igor, a hunchback who has more backstory and you care more about than the main villain, which is interesting. There's a few other characters that are going to pop up that you may recognize from other things that are surprises. I do say that you need to watch to right at the end of the credits. There's like a 3-minute scene at the end of the credits that is just having fun with what's already been established within this world and our characters. So definitely check that out if you're a fan of wanting to, stay to the end of the credits. Give everybody their due that has worked in this film. It works when it works. And when it works well. When it doesn't work, it drags. And for me, the comedy didn't land. The jokes were not funny at all. But there were places that I thought to myself when watching this film on repeat with a bunch of friends, having a couple of beers, cervezas, whatever your drink of choice, over some fast food. This is going to be one of those films that you either quote back or you can't wait to watch a particular scene and laugh with your friends at how ridiculous it is. That's classic B horror movie. So they've done themselves justice in that way. Watching it by yourself or just as a passing by, you might not find much to enjoy. But with friends, I think people are going to have these kind of quotable lines or moments of gore that you're really going to enjoy. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to. The story is emotional somewhat. It's a father and son relationship, which is nice as a back burner. Elijah Wood's character really works well. It's not the greatest film in the world, but it doesn't need to. It is a film that knows what it is for the most part. That second half is worth sticking out that beginning part for. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. Are you going to check this out? Do you like the originals? What is your favorite classic B horror great movie from the 80s and 70s? And what is your favorite of now? I'm going to give this 3 Nicolas Cages out of 5. Can't really give it more than that because it isn't better than that, but I still had fun with this. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.